ये ड्रोन जा रहा है, आप लोग देखिए। ये भागो, पीछे तो पीछे।
Air raid sirens suddenly erupted across Tel Aviv. Within seconds, residents rushed toward shelters as multiple ballistic missiles launched from Iran were detected heading toward Israel. Radar systems activated Israel's air defense network, and interceptor missiles from Iron Dome and Arrow 3 missile defense system were fired into the night sky. Several interceptions were visible above the city, but fragments and shockwaves from the engagement caused damage in parts of the metropolitan area. Emergency services quickly moved to affected neighborhoods, where damaged vehicles, shattered windows, and debris from intercepted missiles were reported. Security officials began collecting fragments believed to be from long-range systems such as the Khorramshahr missile and EMAD missile. The incident highlighted how quickly a missile exchange between Iran and Israel can escalate into a direct strike on major urban centers. Within minutes, parts of Tel Aviv were dealing with shattered windows, damaged buildings, and burning vehicles. Emergency crews rushed through the streets while residents remained inside shelters waiting for the alerts to end. What exactly happened during that attack? Which missiles were used? And how close did those strikes come to causing far greater destruction? Dozens of ballistic missiles had been launched from Iran, traveling across thousands of kilometers of Middle Eastern airspace toward the heart of Israel. In only minutes, one of the region's most modern cities was thrust into a tense and frightening moment of war. The attack was not random. For Iran, Tel Aviv carries enormous symbolic and strategic weight. The city is the financial and technological hub of Israel and home to critical infrastructure as well as military and intelligence facilities nearby. Striking Tel Aviv sends a powerful message. Even the core of Israel can be reached. Analysts believe that several types of Iranian ballistic missiles could be used in such attacks. One of the most powerful is the Khorramshahr missile, a long-range ballistic missile capable of traveling around 2,000 kilometers while carrying a massive warhead. Designed to deliver destructive force over large areas, weapons like this represent a serious threat when aimed at major urban centers. Iran also operates missiles such as the EMAD missile and the Ghadar 110 missile, both believed to have improved accuracy compared with earlier generations of ballistic missiles. Some missiles can even be equipped with cluster-style warheads that disperse multiple smaller explosives over a wide area after detonating in the air. In military theory, such payloads are designed to increase the area of impact and make interception more difficult for defensive systems. As the missiles approached Israeli airspace, radar networks immediately detected them. Israel's layered air defense system activated within seconds. Interceptors from systems like Iron Dome and Arrow 3 missile defense system launched upward into the night, creating streaks of light as they raced to destroy incoming threats. Many of the missiles were intercepted high above the city. Explosions flashed in the sky as defensive interceptors destroyed targets mid-flight. But no missile defense system is perfect. During large-scale attacks, a small percentage of missiles can still slip through. When even a single ballistic missile reaches the ground, the results can be devastating. In parts of Tel Aviv, the shockwaves from explosions shattered apartment windows hundreds of meters away. The outer walls of buildings were torn open by the blast pressure. Cars parked along the streets caught fire, and fragments of metal and debris scattered across sidewalks and roads. Emergency responders rushed to impact sites, searching damaged structures for anyone trapped inside. In several locations, sections of roads were covered with shattered concrete, broken glass, and twisted metal. Yet for many residents of Tel Aviv, the most frightening moment is not the explosion itself, but the seconds before it happens. The moment the sirens sound, the entire city seems to freeze. People wake from sleep and run toward reinforced safe rooms built into many apartments. Parents grab their children. Doors to underground shelters slam shut. Inside the thick concrete walls, people wait in tense silence. Sometimes they hear distant booms echoing through the city. Sometimes the shock waves of explosions vibrate through the structure. Many residents describe those moments as some of the most intense they have ever experienced because no one knows where the next missile might fall. When the sirens finally stop and people step back outside, the sight can be sobering. Some buildings show heavy damage, balconies hang broken, windows across multiple floors are shattered. In several neighborhoods, cars are destroyed by falling fragments from intercepted missiles. Thin columns of smoke rise from impact sites as firefighters work to extinguish flames. Families gather what belongings they can salvage from damaged apartments. For them, the night is not only about explosions, it is about the loss of homes, the disruption of normal life, and the realization that war can reach even the center of a modern city. The attack also draws global attention. A confrontation between Iran and Israel does not exist in isolation. If the conflict escalates further, its consequences could spread far beyond the region. Vital global energy routes such as the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow passage through which a significant portion of the world's oil supply travels, could be threatened. Disruption there could send energy prices soaring worldwide. In addition, key allies of Israel, including the United States, could become more deeply involved, potentially turning a regional conflict into a broader geopolitical crisis. When the attacks ended, the scale of the damage in Tel Aviv began to become clear. Several residential buildings had been damaged by blast waves and falling debris from intercepted missiles. Windows across multiple apartment blocks were shattered, and parked vehicles were destroyed by fragments that fell from the sky during interceptions. In some neighborhoods, emergency crews worked through the night to secure damaged structures and clear debris from the streets. Rescue teams and firefighters moved quickly between impact sites, checking buildings for structural damage and making sure no civilians were trapped inside. In a few locations, parts of building facades had collapsed, forcing residents to evacuate their apartments. Authorities temporarily closed several streets around the affected areas, while bomb disposal units examined missile fragments and unexploded debris. For many residents, the night was defined by repeated air raid sirens and the rush to reach protected shelters. Israel's civil defense system requires most modern buildings to include reinforced safe rooms, and those spaces were heavily used throughout the attack. Families, students, and elderly residents spent long periods inside these rooms, waiting for the alerts to end, while interception systems operated above the city. Although systems such as Iron Dome and Arrow 3 missile defense system intercepted many of the incoming threats, a limited number of missiles still reached urban areas. Even when missiles are intercepted, fragments from both the attacking missile and the interceptor can fall across wide sections of the city, which explains why damage can occur far from the original interception point. Local authorities later began assessing property damage and coordinating repairs, while security officials analyzed missile debris to determine which weapons had been used. Analysts believe some of the incoming weapons may have included long-range systems, such as the Khorramshahr missile, the Imad missile, or the Ghadar 110 missile, all of which have ranges capable of reaching Israel from Iranian territory. Understanding the type of missile used is important for improving interception strategies in future attacks. Despite the damage, emergency response systems in Israel remained operational throughout the incident. Hospitals, civil defense teams, and municipal services continued functioning as they responded to alerts across the metropolitan area. For residents, the experience highlighted how quickly daily life can be disrupted when long-range missile warfare reaches major urban centers.